You shouldn't. Both teams are now ready, and I'm starting the countdown. And I did it on the all chat, so
Here we go.
everyone can see it. And
I
we'll
think one
ride
of fourth is a
along.
little bit. They have delayed reaction times. I'm guessing.
Well, I mean, in their advanced
Comes with
age.
It's tough, you know. Now, do you guys think it's going to be as close? Do you think the 18th is going to pull ahead this time because they're catching on to the tactics? Or do you think the old guys over there are going to be like, all right, that's enough messing around. We're going to get that Bengay on and get the job done?
I think the big thing is, I mean, we know what 18th has to do. It's really just survive that first pass against in a pretty much a superior airframe in terms of speed and performance. So you survive that first pass, you have that SA advantage with your data link, and you have just overall more missiles. So it's just survive that first pass is pretty much the objective here for 18th, and I think the goal for 104th is pick a target, sort on them, and just pretty much chase them down.
Yeah, in terms of
Because we saw
predictions.
that anybody
Oh, go ahead.
that got lost in that last fight, pretty much anybody who got 104th lost in that initial, what caused them issues, caused them to lose an airframe. So I think if 104th pretty much sorts everybody in that first pass, then we'll see a pretty strong outcome from 104th. But if 18th can survive that first pass and get into more of a fur brawl, I think they'll have the advantage.
Yeah, I mean, especially the way the Hornet is at BFM. If they're able to close that gap and get within the merge, it's going to be tough for them. Tough for the 104th.
It looks like 104th is trying to drag him out over the water this time.
Yeah.
It looks like they're not going to enter straight to waypoint 1 and enter at the same point. It looks like they're going to try and drag this fight over the water, which makes it infinitely easier to pick out targets.
Yeah, so if I were them,
Absolutely.
I would not follow them over there.
I would 100% agree. I mean,
Yeah, I would.
Most of your advantage is going to be in seeing that essay on your own displays and being able to rely on it a little bit more than just that. Hey, there's a guy down there, right? So I hope that we see 18th sort of not play into that, because we've seen most teams that end up playing into this with these FC3 planes. It doesn't end well for the other team. So I'm hoping that 18th will kind of keep their advantage, stay in the mountains, and take that to their advantage.
Yeah, they definitely, those hills and mountains, they need to stay over land. So, and there's no. If you look at this, I'm trying to draw the boundaries here. Keep clicking on the wrong thing.
You're doing great, sweetheart.
I'm doing terrible. The 104th over here, they're kind of at the edge of the map of the legal play area, this far out to the coast. So honestly, if I was the 18th, I would be sorted up over here and make them come to you. You know, just sit up over the
try and reel them in.
Yeah, try to reel them in. I would not fight over the water at all. And it looks like Pat sitting far back in the at 30 miles behind the group in the F-16 is part of the strategy. So
Looks
he
like
is
it.
still back there again. So we thought he might have had some technical difficulties last round, because I mean, having that much separation, even in a Fox 3 engagement, unless you have Meteor missiles or Phoenix, like, it's ambitious. But he was able to come in and clean up. Like, he acts as a sweeper coming in at the end to mop up what's left during all the confusion in the merge. So this must be part of the plan, is that the 18th mix up the group, and he comes in with some decent situational awareness still and picks off targets of opportunity, maybe with radar off.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely could be confusing for 104th if they don't realize where Pat is, where he's coming from. He just takes targets of opportunity at that point. Because after that first pass, I mean, it makes it infinitely more difficult for Eagles to sort of know where everything's at, since they don't have any donations from each other, and it's all comms work at that point.
And they
104th is strong with comms work, but a 16 coming in just radar off is can be an issue.
Well, and all these birds also have that Hemex too, which is great for picking up targets in those ACM modes.
Absolutely.
Dude, Samurai with the 300 biddies. Thank you so much, my man. Do we know the effects of prune juice on the pilots in combat? Well, that's why they had to have a potty break in round 1, and we had to take a minute. for 104th.
I'm honestly thinking the 104th went with F-15s because their neck couldn't handle that whole Hemix thing.
So the F-15s are starting to sort in on the flank of the 18s here. And honestly, if I was the 18s, I'd be taking a cut out to the right here a little bit. It might be even a little too late to do that.
I think it's too late to do that.
Sure.
You don't want to end up in a situation where you have 4 F-15s, 5 F-15s hot on four guys. So
yeah, so it looks like this battle is probably going to take place right over tops for Groznyeft, whatever, someplace in Georgia. But right over this bay here we're looking at. So it looks like that's where the battle is, which is honestly unfortunate for the 18s here.
It's not as bad as open ocean.
No, that's true. So 18's coming in with a good bit of speed here, 253 knots, but 960 knots for the F-15. So you can see the dominance in kinematics. And here comes the volley of missiles, guys.
Yep. First pass. This is where everything pretty much gets decided almost. So we see Spade's not shot anybody.
No.
So we'll see what he ends up doing.
So we've got
it definitely looks like the 18s are playing way more defensive this time to make sure they actually survive this first pass.
Yep.
We're seeing pretty much both teams crank northbound here.
Yep, both teams
staying close together.
Yeah, both teams doing that F pull. And look, the F-15's already hot again, recommitting. 18s are forced cold now, so this is a big deal. These ain't 7s. They look dangerous, but they're dead because the 18s who fired them are already cold. And now they got the second volley.
Maybe 9's coming out, which is exciting.
Yep. It's interesting that the 104th haven't tossed out any AIM-9s yet.
Looks like I got one dude lagging
too.
Maybe he's waiting for the last guy to come in.
Up to Starnes, need to play this one out. I don't know if he sees it or not.
Yep, and we've got a Fox 2 out with Knight. And we got a merge, and this is going to be a splash. Boom.
Nick gets splashed there. Oh, AIM-9.
Oh, that was almost friendly fire right there. Kamikaze coming in with Mogas.
Nope, the Starn's going to actually swap targets here, but it looks like Knight is got eyes on Starn. But Starn's supporting Kamikaze here, but hopefully Kamikaze's going to flare that one out. Nope, he's not going to. The Starn's going to kill them. They're going to kind of sort of trade there. AIM-9 comes out from Fallen, gets the Starn. So Morphix is now in a 1v3 situation again. Let's see if he can take one extra one out this time. And maybe that evens it out.
This is the problem, though, that Viper's nowhere to be found yet, and he's in a 1v3. He's got to crank back into this F-15. We're in the rate fight here, not the 18's bread and butter here, but he's cranking in. He's got this guy. He's on his 6 o'clock. We got Fox 2 long. Oh, nope, that's cranking in. Boom, that's a splash.
Splash.
Reverse back into those two F-15s.
He's got doing?
Yeah, he's got an advantage. He's got to shoot him. Take the shot. He's right in front of you. Take the shot. Do it right now. No, fire. That's a... Oh, wow. He had every opportunity. I don't know what happened. He needed to go to ACM modes if he was fucking with his radar. He had both of them. He could have shot both of them right there.
Wow.
Huge disappointment. So Knight and Fallen against Pat. So Pat, it's not a 3-on-1 this time, but it's a 2-on-1. And Pat, armed only with 9 mics.
Fallen's out of sticks. Fallen's is out of sticks, and Knight looks like he's going to be...
No, Fallen's got one stick left. Fallen just launches off an AIM-9 mic. Close. Pat already defending with his 9 mic out, but Pat's got the superior kinematics. That's going to be a hard shot to dodge.
Fallen staying disciplined enough to make sure he pops those flares out.
Yep. And Fallen...
Knowing you're going against the Fox, too.
Fallen's out of sticks, and we've got a 9 mic out on Fallen. And Pat cranking back into Knight here. 9 mic is trashed. And this is it. Pat's going to take this one. Boom.
Yep.
I'm 17 cents richer.
He gave his 6 o'clock to Knight. He had to crank back into him. He had no choice. He had to take that guy on the head on like last time. And unfortunately, that is the end, guys.
It's too high. Shit.
And right after this, guys, we will be with a post-fight interview with both teams, 18 Sparrows and 104th. Definitely stay tuned for that, guys. Should definitely be interesting. So we will be right back for the post-fight. And Knight coming in with the touchdown.
It's getting past 104's bedtime, apparently.
Oh. I mean, it is 1 in the afternoon. It's time for a nap, right?
For sure.
Dinner's what, in 2 hours?
Yeah, it looks like they're all down nice and safely.
Oh, wait for them to ram each other.
I mean, dinner time
is that
varies
Oh,
from
yep, watch this. Here comes
assisted
Fallen.
living facility. Oh, here we go.
Are we supposed to show that on stream? I mean, that's
Full speed!
Oh, yeah, there it goes.
And the match goes back
Somebody
to a
punched
draw.
out. So somebody punched out.
Fallen bails out. All right, guys, we will be right back. Stay tuned. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, happy to be here,
Absolutely.
man.
Cookie, do you want to kick off the initial interview questions? And guys, we'll take some questions from the chat. So if you post them up here, I will keep track of them and make sure that we ask as many as we can before bedtime.
Sure. Yeah, so I think I'll direct the first one at pretty much both of you guys here. So as far as training leading up to these matches, I mean, for me, it was kind of like hit or miss whether guys were going to take this seriously and actually train for it. But so how did I mean, it looks like you guys were very well prepared for these matches. So how did training like lead up to this? Like, what did you guys do? You don't have to reveal all your little internal secrets, but how well did you guys both train for this?
We always train a lot. We take every competition seriously, and this one's no different. And for us, it was double because before this competition, I think it'd been like 18 months since I shot my last Sparrow. So we were all super rusty, and guys have been putting in a lot of hard work, and I think it's showing fruit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and as for us, the biggest issue with us is that we're, as a new squadron, we're lacking members, so we can't really do 5v5s on trainings. So we would have to resort to 2v2s or 2v3s and try and practice for those events, or just try and get 1v1s done, so our individual standings are fairly good.
Yeah, we're really
As-
thankful. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. As for team play, we are just trying to learn our best from the scrims we've had from with SPQR and 51st Kiap, as well as the previous matches we had.
Absolutely. One thing that gets brought up quite frequently is 104's wonderful parade formation into the fight. So a lot of teams have said post interview that they've struggled sorting that sort of tight formation. Typically, they were FC3 teams, but how well were you guys able to actually sort that tight formation? It's directed at 18th.
Well, I wasn't flying the 18th group, so Destern, you go.
Right, well, with our entrance formation, we noticed one thing when we were watching tag views of 104 fighting other groups, is that the groups they are facing were often separated by quite a bit. It sadly did take us, this also happened to us, sadly, in round 2 mostly. We definitely should have let the F-16 take off way earlier, so
Yeah.
Pat could have been there to support us whilst we've already merged with 104th. So this is definitely something that we have to look into, just shorten that delay between the 16 and the main group takeoff.
Great. So, and then to 104th, I mean, so that first pass is obviously really crucial for the F-15. You have the kinetic advantage. You're going in there first pass. It's ideal that you take a guy out in that first pass. How does sorting get? I mean, we saw that Pat kind of gave you some trouble that first round coming in late. How does sorting play into a factor after that first merge? I'm assuming communication is very key. And did you have a breakdown the first round, or did Pat just sneak in?
Yeah, communication is key, and fortunately we have a large squadron and a lot of really good talent there that we are able to train against, and we can put different people in different spots and figure out what tactics really work well for us, and then practice our communications, because you don't have a lot of time to figure out who's going to shoot at who, and we've been practicing that a lot, and we've been honing that down pretty well.
As far as the choice in the Eagle, is it just a natural choice for 104th?
Of course, man. It's our legacy. It's in our emblem, for Christ's sake.
Absolutely.
Back
That's
in their
18th.
day-
Yeah.
Back
How do
in
you guys
their
feel
day,
about
they
the
didn't
16?
need no SA page.
Oh yeah.
It was uphill both ways.
In the
Yeah,
snow
and
all
so,
winter.
So, question about
And so,
that. Oh, go ahead,
yeah.
Cookie.
No, yeah, I mean we're all talking at the same time.
As
so
per usual.
just one more. I personally have one more question. So the 16. I mean, I guess this is to everyone here. I mean, how well did anybody think the 16 was gonna be a factor? I mean, this late into the actual tournament itself, did we expect 16s to be into factor? I honestly didn't expect too many people to bring 16s, but to see a team come to the semifinals with a 16 and then do some work with it, it's pretty impressive.
I think the 16 is really underrated in this competition. Everyone wants to sell the AIM-9 short, but like the 16 is the perfect platform to deploy it in like a nightmare fuel way. It's incredibly fast. It's hard to see. You can come screaming in out of nowhere at Mach 1.3 on the deck, lobbing heaters nose cold. It's like if we couldn't fly the Eagles, I would probably be in a 16 for this competition. So I'm not at all surprised to see him this late in the competition, and I'm not surprised to see that it can be used effectively in the rule set either.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen plenty of teams utilize it even without Fox One. It just goes to show that it really comes down to the pilot in these sort of competitions, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
The Fox One kind of is used to put people defensively. Maybe you'll get a kill with it, but it's really just to get guys defensive enough you can get in and kill people with those Fox 2s.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the 9 mic. I mean,
Tempest, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say that most of the servers, everyone's all happy with their AIM-9X, but the 9 mic is no slouch of a missile, and you can definitely catch people off guard with those long range heater shots. Even with the Mirage too, especially as fast as you can get those types of jets, like you can get them out to like 9 miles easily, somewhere where you'd be like, I think this is good for a Sparrow shot and catch someone off guard. So I'm really happy to see the Viper come in and perform as well as it did.
We call the 9 mic the poor man's ET. I think in our last round I was like 30 feet away from a 12-mile head-on shot against Prez with it, looking at my debrief. Like you can really reach out with them when you're fast.
Yeah, and the Viper's good at one thing and is getting fast. So I did have a question though in that first round too, and I got a couple questions here from chat. But in that first round, you guys came in 18th, struggled after that initial merge, taking some early losses. I think you guys were up 3-2 with and I think it was Morphix was the last guy still standing as an 18. What happened? Was Pat able to come in and equalize? Was he just because the Viper was sneaky and that nightmare 9 mic fuel and you guys didn't see him, or just what happened that round one?
Yeah, we spotted the 16 far enough away from the initial group that we just concentrated on the first group, and we were just going with numbers against them. That gave the 16 time to sneak in. Spotted him again. I personally spotted him again just for a second out to the west, about 20 miles away from our fight. And then I picked him up coming in low. He was at 2,000 feet, coming out from behind a mountain when there was 3 of us left. We just killed the last F-18, I think. Can't remember exactly how it went down. But yeah, that 16, I got just a quick hit on him and got a yell on the radio. And then he was already shooting at our other guys. And yeah, he just came in low and fast and almost took us all out.
Yeah, just popped in. And by the way, Bullet, great job. Great content, too. I can't wait to post the clips and the vids of that. Just awesome BFM right there. And Pat, I gotta ask, like we were watching that, and I think all of us were screaming in the microphones, going, "Go, go, go!" What happened after you managed to equalize? You're in a 3-on-1, splash the first 15, after taking up a 6, and then we're in a rate fight with 2 F-15s, one sliding in on the head-on pass. What was going through your mind at that point when you were, all your teammates were dead and it was just you?
Well, let's just say my intellectual, how do you say it, brain goes to 0, and you just shoot at whatever you see, and you just play to your strengths, and that's
Brain full
basically what I
light.
did.
And a question from chat that's relevant from the man 8360. Ask 104th, and this will be you, Bullet. What was the pucker factor when that second to last eagle went down in the first round?
Yeah, the adrenaline did go up some, and I just clicked into what would my instructor say, and what should I do? And the guys were in the chat; they were able to talk to me to make sure I'm doing all the fundamentals. And we were just in that neutral turn fight, and just trying to work it. And then I saw what he was doing, and I was able to use some tactics to kind of get it into that vertical circle and get a sidewinder off. I had 4 sidewinders and a sparrow that I went to that fight with, so I had some weight and. Yeah, it was very, very neutral with that 16.
Yeah. Another question from Elo here. With the FC3 plane and the F-15s, do you guys have any trouble sorting out contacts with that radar? Do you have any issues with it? Because it can be a little glitchy or buggy. Or was it not a problem?
Honestly, I think the oversimplified modeling of Flaming Cliffs radar makes it easier. Like once you've done sorting with an F-16 or a Hornet or a Tomcat, it's almost like you've been spoiled when you get back into something like the F-15 or the Flanker. It's so fast and it's instant IFF. So as far as sorting, no, it was effortless basically. Just communicating.
Got it. And then do the googly eyes help you spot in VR, Bullet?
By about a factor of 2.76, I get an increase magnification when I'm looking at bandits at the 10 to 15 mile range.
So it's like those +5 horsepower stickers.
Yeah, exactly. It does add drag, though, so I can't get as high Mach numbers as some of the other guys, but it's worth it.
Giggles, you got anything?
No.
Giggles blacked out in the corner. I
Just
think he ran out of meth.
in our presence, I know.
Yeah,
They're still
I'm
shocked.
awestruck by your celebrity.
Who is in the U.S.?
that
He isn't
was me
used to
in the
being up
US.
this time of day.
Yeah, no, that was at the wrong time. I was busy talking to Bullet's night nurse. You'll be back by 7, right, Bullet?
Say again? Hold on. Wait, night nurse?
Yeah, at your retirement home.
Oh,
Say,
yeah,
do you
yeah.
sneak out again?
All right, yeah.
I do enjoy playing with 12-year-olds on the internet, so I like all this stuff. This is good.
Good.
Reminds me of my grandkitties. All right, guys. Well, with that, any final questions, comments, concerns, jokes?
Anything between the teams? You guys any questions for each other?
Nah, man. I just want to thank you guys for legitimately the hardest fight we've had this season so far. That's why we fly in competitions, is for the stiff competition and the heart race, if you will.
Yeah, that was a really hard race, man.
Maybe
thank
a
you,
question for all of you. On a level from 1 to teammate on the Growling Sidewinder server, how useless do you find the AIM-7?
Growling Sidewinder.
Yeah, we don't have
Little
to
bit
say
about
more
that.
than that. Yeah, grounding sidewinder, nothing more.
It does make good smoke.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
It makes up for good concealment for AIM-9 launches.
I thought that was all the meth smoke.
Right.
This is true.
So it's slightly better than getting an SDT lock on somebody. I got it.
Yep.
Well, hey guys, before we end for today, guys, congratulations to 104th again. It's been awesome to commentate on your guys' matches in this tournament. Good luck in the finals. I know you guys are going to do well and give your opponents a run for their money. I'm really looking forward to watching that match. And Sparrows, guys, awesome match. Honestly, it was the most nail-biting and exciting one that I got to watch and or commentate in this tournament. Great job, guys. Really appreciate you, both of you teams, coming out here and putting on a spectacle like this for us. And then thank you, Cookie, for organizing all of this. This has been awesome. Love to see more of this Fox 1 stuff, and maybe next time I'll get to participate in it because I love the merge Fox 1 type fighting. So again, Cookie, big shout out to him. Guys, chat, if you haven't already, give a shout out to Cookie. He made this happen. Thank you guys so much.
No problem, and I'm gonna do my best to keep it going in the future.
Yeah, huge thank you to all the work you put in to get this match going.
Absolutely, I feel it was definitely missing from DCS for a while, wasn't it?
Oh, apparently we've got one more question. And it's a legitimate question. Pat, do you really look like Lester from GTA?
Let me get a picture from Lester.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh, brown hair.
Yes.
Yeah, brown hair. The
Yeah.
rest. Well,
He's pretty
less
close.
fat. Less fat.
Less fat. Brown hair and less fat. All right, guys, that'll be it. For now, I'll find someone else to raid, but in the intro or the interim, we'll leave you guys with the beautiful Sarah intro, and we'll catch you all later.
Don't forget to follow Tempest. That's where he gets his self-worth.
No. I get it from your OnlyFans.
Oh.
It's not all you get from OnlyFans.
Exactly. All right,
That one
take
with
care.
the baby oil was super good.
Oh, God. All right, take care, everyone, before I get banned.
Sink rate's too high. Shit.